George. It's Mike Tyler. Happy birthday. Happy 80th. I hope it's a good one. It's from your long lost twin separated at birth. And I want to take this opportunity to, almost 50 years later, to apologize for that infamous running naked through your slideshow. But I have to say, it wasn't my fault. It was Jack Daniels. And I think Gary Kemper had something to do with it too. So, but also take this opportunity about that B that you gave me in photojournalism class. A few years later, I got a few beers in you and you said, Mike, we both know you should have gotten an A in that class, but you didn't apply yourself. So I had to agree that, again, a little bit too much time at the zoo bar in Casey's, but I hope my career has reflected your fine teaching, and thank you for everything you've done for me. And George, I love you. Have a good day. Happy birthday.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Sherry.
We're the Johnsons. We got to know George when we moved next door to he and Mary Lynn 29 years ago.
We first had the house to the south of them, then we purchased property across the street to the east, and finally the house to the west, pretty much surrounding them.
It took 20 years, but they moved. George is tough.
So we so appreciated having Mary Lynn and George as neighbors. We couldn't have asked for anybody better.
And we're so honored to be here to help celebrate George's 80th birthday.
We love you, George. Happy birthday.
Hello, George Tuck. Birthday greetings from Colorado. You're looking at our view from our back deck here just outside of Denver. Hope you're doing well. When I heard that Tyler and Randy were getting together and organizing a birthday celebration for you, I certainly wanted to be a part of it. I apologize for not being in touch over the years. That's my bad. But I did want to get a video off and be a part of this. Just also want to say thanks. Thanks for everything you did for me as somebody who was trying to find my way back in the 70s. And it certainly worked out well for me. Many years with newspapers, 21 years with AFP on the East Coast. So thank you. Thank you. You really, really helped push me and get me going and plant the seed, I guess, plant the bug to be a news photographer. I'll always remember those days running the photo lab for you, fighting with Tyler when he came in late to process color slides, helping Ellie Marshall on when she was having trouble with her black and white prints, and just getting to meet everyone that was part of the classes that you were providing back there, Studio or PhotoJ or any of those things. So thank you. A long overdue thank you for everything, and a happy 80th birthday.
Hi, Professor Tuck. Dan Delaney here, your forever student from a long time ago, way last century. Back in my college days, I was pretty terrified of you. You were always pushing me in your firm and insistent way to do things I wasn't sure I could do. I still have my typography project that you delightedly rejected 5 times until I got it right. I look at this project now and then to remind me of how far I have come, all thanks to you. Looking back, the sleepless nights to meet your expectations were so electrifying. I have never shared with you that shortly before I met you, I was planning to drop out of college. I had been bouncing around from one major to the next. I met Professor Botts by chance while looking into my 4th choice of a major at the J School, and he told me he knew just the person I needed to meet. And thus, the terror began. For a time, after meeting you, I still wondered if dropping out of college might have been the better choice. But you captivated my imagination for what I might get to do and who I might become. You opened doors for me and created fantastic opportunities, including being the first student photojournalist to cover a space shuttle launch, getting my first real-world job at the Journal Star, and working as a photographer for the CIA. You used to say that you make your own luck. Very fortunately for me, my luck was in having you set me up for success. For these reasons, you are my beloved arch mentor, and I have grown to realize that my fear of you as a young student was the best thing that could have happened to me, and for that, I can't thank you enough. You taught me so much, Professor Tuck, way more than just photojournalism. You taught me professionalism and excellence and kindness. What you taught me has paid off in my personal life and my work career many times over. I love telling my children and coworkers about the teacher who made the difference in my life. I wish you a very happy birthday. We both know that you will never behave as old as the candles might indicate. I love you, Professor Tuck.
Happy birthday, George. Oh, I can't even believe you're 80 years old. Where have all these years gone? I wish I was there with you at your party to celebrate you. I just want to say, besides happy birthday, thank you for everything that you've done for me all my life. I was a lucky girl that day in 1973 when I walked into your class. I was so excited about learning photography, and look what you've done for me. I just loved it. And then a decade later, you invited me to come teach your class while you were gone for a summer. I barely knew what I was doing in photography, and I certainly didn't know how to teach, but I jumped at the challenge and the opportunity. You even offered your house for free, which seemed to be necessary for me back then since I had no money. Thank you for that. Thank you for opening the door to what would become a very meaningful career for me the rest of my life. Thank you, George. I hope you have the best birthday ever and surrounded by friends. Bye for now.
Happy birthday, George. This is Monty Gerlach. I want to thank you for being an important mentor in my life. And happy birthday again. For 80's not bad. So you have a great year. We'll talk to you later.
Hi, George. Teresa Pointer, formerly Teresa Delich here. Happy 80th birthday. I wish I could be there with you to celebrate. Richard and I are living in Denver, Colorado now, so we're not that far away, but I'm so happy to be able to have this opportunity to wish you a happy 80th and share some memories of our times together in the 1975, 1976, 77 years. You know, I still think of you fondly and have throughout the years, and you might be surprised to hear, mostly because I never continued, photography as a career after, 3 or 4 years out of college. But honestly, those years at the J School were just so precious to me. And all of the time I spent in your class and in the darkroom, those are still, for me, the most passionate times of my life. Like, I really, really loved what I was doing. But one of the great stories I wanted to share with you, I shared with you in Hollywood, but I'll tell you again, and it's the story about when I started in one of your classes and I needed to buy a camera and some other equipment, and I didn't have the money, and my father would not cover that bill for me. And I think I told you that I had to leave your class or something, and you volunteered to loan me the money for all of those supplies. And it was just the most touching thing anyone had ever done for me. I couldn't believe at the time that you did it. It still amazes me. And it was a really, really big deal to me. And I loved your classes. You were always so kind to all of the students and so patient. And it's just, again, like one of the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful parts of my life. And I think of you often, and I'm every once in a while look through old photos of you and all of our other friends that we shared wonderful times with during the 70s. So I hope that you have a fabulous birthday. thanks for the opportunity to wish you a video happy day, and much love to you, and many, many more years and good health, George. Bye.
Happy birthday, George, from Randy and Lynette and Maggie. Happy 80th birthday. Wow, you are something. And George, I want to thank you for teaching me to teach. When you hired me as an adjunct professor, you taught me to teach. And I'll tell you what, I've learned a lot from you, and I'm still learning from you. So I hope you have just the best birthday.
George, I have a memory that keeps me laughing through all these years. You were such a gourmet cook, and one Christmas party you came and said you were going to make something special and brought in all your pots and pans and utensils, and it was quite a production. And you asked if you could use the stove. So I'm thinking, the stovetop. So I said, sure, go right ahead. And later on we started smelling cookies. Cookies. Oh! I threw open the oven door, which you had turned on, and here were all my Christmas cookies melted in Tupperware. It sure smelled good, but there was no more Christmas cookies. Although we laugh still about that. So anyway, love you. We have lots of memories and fun thoughts, and love you so much.
Happy birthday,
Happy
George.
birthday, George.
Hey, George.
Hi, George.
It's Gary and Colleen. We wanted to wish you the very best for your 80th birthday. It's great that you're able to enjoy it with lots of friends, and we're very pleased that we've had all these many years in knowing you, that you've been able to travel and visit us in a few of the places that we've lived around the world. Mm-hmm. And we just wanted to show our appreciation. I was counting up the years, and like many of the people who will be giving you a bit of a toast, we've known you for almost 50 years, which is pretty remarkable.
Wow.
But it's been a lot of laughs, and we're very happy and pleased that we've been able to stay friends and stay in contact for such a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I especially have a very precious memory of you driving Luke and Catherine back from Gary's dad's funeral, and talking to Luke all about drumming. And I think you even gave him a CD of a drummer, because of course he was drumming at the time and still is.
Gene Krupa.
Gene Krupa, that's right. And so that's a good memory. And also of you guys coming to see us, you and Mary coming to see us in Hong Kong when we had a really, really nice time. And hopefully you did too. And also, I know that you always have been a wonderful example to your students of what a good journalist should be, a journalist with integrity, who understands the importance of the field. And so we really appreciate you for that quality as well.
And a lot of fun to boot. We've had a lot of laughs together, beginning even in your early classes and over the years, and Mikey streaking one of your slideshows, and yeah, it's been great, George, and we really appreciate you. So, cheers, old friend.
Cheers.
And have
Happy
a great
80th.
Have a great 80th birthday.
Yeah.
Hi, George. Scott Svoboda here. George, I want to thank you for being such a good mentor and a great friend over these last years, well, probably 40, 50 years. Who's counting, right? George, thank you very much. I hope you're having a happy birthday and enjoying the festivities. But I just want to take a little time just to extend my welcome and just think of what hasn't been said before now by any student in the last 30, 40 minutes of this videotape. So I'm thinking maybe your polite curse words. George, it's like listen to Charlie Brown's comic strips. Egads or Good Grief or Criminellis or George Gobleton couldn't do better. So thank you, George. You taught us all how to curse in polite manners. So thank you, because Lord knows it was necessary sometimes. But George, your friendship has been more valuable than anything else you've done for myself or anybody else, and that is something I truly value. And George, there's a simple thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'll see you next week.
Hey George, I'm sure the 1974 Photo J class has always been your favorite. Been mine. Remember Tyler got those F2 shirts so we all could look cool? Hey, Ron Liefeld down in Florida. I'd really like to be at your party, but it's 80 degrees here and I think it's probably 8 degrees where you're at, so have fun. Don't slip on the ice. I want to thank you for what you did in teaching me photojournalism. That Photo J class was a turning point in my life. Finally figured out what I wanted to do, and you gave me the confidence and skills to go ahead and pursue that. And I've had a great time doing it. That class was a lot of fun too. I remember those Friday afternoon when they had sangria specials and we had the class there. That made everybody happy. So I found this photo of you at our wedding, and that's been almost 40 years ago. And you drove all the way up to Petersburg, small little town. You found it, and we really appreciate that you did that. That's Terry Gansebaum on my left over there, who was also one of your students, and he worked with Ellen at the Fremont Tribune too. So another photo I found is of a party at Tom Dayton's place, and Dayton had a way of getting the most out of people. He got you a little shocked there, I believe. And that party reminds me of one that you invited me to when I was working at the Hastings Tribune. You asked us to come up for a critique session, and the other photographer at the Tribune wanted to come with me, and I said, so we came up. Had a great party, helpful critique, had a good time. Went back the next morning, found out that half a block of downtown Hastings had blown up in a gas explosion. And the only one there to shoot it was an old guy photographer. He's a reporter photographer. He did okay, but the publisher wasn't happy with us. Don Seaton made this rule that the photographers who could not leave town at the same time anymore. I always called that the George Tuck rule. So Ellen and I want to wish you a happy 80th.
Happy 85th birthday, George.
80.
80? Oh, happy 80th birthday,
She's already
George.
adding 5 years to you.
Sorry.
We'll put that in for 5 years from now. And,
there we go. Happy birthday, George.
Yeah, we'll see you. Love you.
Happy birthday, George.
Happy birthday, George.
Hello, George. This is Jennifer McClure Gutierrez. Happy 80th birthday. You were a tremendous professor and advisor for me in the early 90s, and over the last 30 years, you're one of the best friends I've ever had. I love you dearly, and I am eternally grateful for all that you've given me, all of your knowledge, your wisdom, and having the privilege to be able to see the world through your eyes. I love you.